Hello everybody, welcome to Life in France. Life in France versus the UK. I'm Mark, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the red button so you don't miss any future releases. In today's video, I'm talking about finding love in France. The dating scene, finding that special person. Guys, stick around because I'm going to tell you the best ever chat-up line you'll ever come across. Please forgive what you're about to see in this video, particularly with regards to finding out what I was like before moving to France when I lived in the UK. Now, the reason I put this in the video was because I just wanted to share with you how sort of tenacious I was and how thick-skinned I was through the sales job that I had. And what I want you to do is just get a feel for how hard it must be to actually find love in France. So please enjoy and keep an open mind, and thanks for watching. I did say at the start when I made this channel that sometimes it's not going to be quite politically correct. So please forgive some of the statements I make within this video. I'm just talking from just my gut reaction. Sorry if it offends anyone, but it's just me speaking honestly. So, finding love. I guess I should start by saying that due to the job that I had in the UK, sales, insurance, I have no fear of rejection. When I was in my late teens, my friends and I would go to pubs looking for girls, and we used to have a competition who'd get blown out the most times in a night. And we'd literally walk into a pub, look around, and if there weren't any attractive girls in there, we'd walk out and go to the next pub, or drive to a different town. And in an evening, we could go to 4 or 5 pubs. We were that desperate finding a girl. Didn't get anywhere, but we did get blown out a lot. And the thing was, as a young man, you know, you go out, you ask a girl out, and she says no to you, and it hurts a little bit, but then you go and ask someone else. And if they say no to you, all of a sudden it hurts a little bit more, and it just gets worse and worse, and then it may take you for ages to actually go and ask someone else out because you're scared of that rejection. And you know, my friends and I, you know, we didn't have girlfriends for sort of months on end. We were trying every week, but you know, it was so hard. Perhaps we had this desperate look on our faces that you know, girls just sort of said no, sorry, get away. But when I fell into the insurance industry at the age of 22, my regional manager, a black guy with a goatee beard, he was so good at pulling women. And I actually asked him, you know, what makes you so good, Tony? And he said, Mark, I'll tell you a little secret. Are you listening? He said, I am the sexiest man in the world. And that's my belief, and I project that to the women that I'm talking to. And I thought, wow, you know, what a great positive statement. And I sort of learnt a lot of things in the insurance industry. And one of the things I learned was I created this self-belief. I didn't believe I was the sexiest man on the earth like Tony, but I did believe that I was the best boyfriend any girl could have in the way that I treat them, and basically just how I look after them. And that was my total belief. So I felt as though, you know, if a girl said no to me, they were missing out, because I'm the best boyfriend anyone could have. And I had that belief system. The other thing I found through working in the insurance industry was that I created like a thick skin. I had no fear of objection, because it was always drummed into us from an early time. It's impossible to get 10 no's in a row. You could come out with the worst line on the phone, like, hello, I'm Mark and I sell life assurance. Would you like some? And if you come out with that line, which is probably one of the worst lines you could do on the phone, sure enough, 1 in 10 people will say, actually, I was thinking about life assurance. Perhaps you should come round and have a chat. And at the age of sort of 23, I developed this sort of technique with asking girls out. I had this belief system, firstly, that I was the best boyfriend any girl could have. And secondly, I knew that the quicker I got through my nose, the quicker I was going to get the yes. Whereas, you know, back in the day prior to coming into the insurance industry, you know, you get the first couple of objections, or rejections rather, and then it might take you a little while to go and ask someone else out, and then you're looking at sort of 4 or 5 months before you get a yes for a date, because it's taken you all that time to get to your 10 no's to get to your 1 yes. But because of the insurance industry and this self-belief that I'm now the best boyfriend anyone can have, and the fact that I'm just, a no doesn't hurt you. So the quicker you get through the no's, the quicker you get your yes. And I got it down to the point where I wouldn't get past 4. And people wouldn't believe me. And I used to go on courses as a manager and as a salesperson, and I used to tell people about this, and they used to think it was bull. I said, okay, I'll prove it. And I'd go and ask a waitress out, or someone behind the reception desk, or another guest, and I never got past number 4. And I promise you, the standards never went down. It's just because I was expecting someone to say yes. And I was expecting someone to want to have the best boyfriend anyone could ever have. It just works. So now, coming to France, what a difference. Firstly, you know, I thought France, you know, it's going to be full up with beautiful women. It isn't. Not in rural France. Yeah. Not being funny, I could go to Lakeside or Bluewater in the UK, and I can see more attractive girls in 3 hours at Lakeside or Bluewater than a month in Brittany. That's a huge difference. And the thing I noticed in France, those attractive girls that are around, they have the smallest diamond on an engagement ring. And what I think it is that the beautiful women are so scarce, they get snapped up at straight after leaving school. So you got, what, imagine this young French man not wanting to lose the beauty. He proposes, he hasn't got a lot of money, so he gets the cheapest engagement ring he can just to capture that girl. You never see any of the attractive girls with nice engagement rings on. Whether it's because there's not a lot of money in Brittany, or it's my theory that the young men, straight after leaving school, are desperate to keep that beauty, so they get engaged. And that's why they've got cheap rings on. But, you know, there's just not many attractive girls in rural Brittany. Sorry to say that, it's true. I was training in Pontivy, and there was a Dutch guy there, and in front of everybody in the gym, he said, come up to me, because he could speak perfect English, he said, Mark, why are all the girls in Brittany so ugly? I thought, oh no, you can't say that. You don't know who can understand English. But yeah, you know, he felt the same way I did. You know, he was a young lad, he was a bodybuilder, the world was his oyster, and that's the way he felt. And I must admit, I felt the same. Guys, in the UK, I used to find a lot of girlfriends in the gym, because the gym was my domain. You know, that was where I was sort of stood out. And, you know, I used to train sort of 5-6 days a week. And sometimes I would actually purposely leave the sort of spit and sawdust gyms and go off to fancy health clubs, where I stood out even more. And there was a lot of women training, doing the old cardio and gym classes. And I'd go in there, start lifting weights. I was probably the strongest in the gym, looked the best. And people would just follow you around the gym. And I found it so easy there. But the problem in France is there aren't many gyms. And I'll tell you a funny story. There's a gym in Pontivy which I used to go to. And I had my one chat-up line. It was basically, I hope you don't mind me asking, but you're extremely attractive. Would you like to go out for a meal? And if they said no, I always used to say, sorry, that's a shame because you're so attractive, and walk off. Now, I didn't mention beforehand, but for the system of not getting 10 no's in a row, you need to have a little bit of eye contact with the other person. It doesn't work with complete strangers, you know, you just go up to them. But as long as you have that little bit of eye contact, it's impossible to get 10 no's in a row. And as I said, I never got past 4. So training in the gym in Pontivy, you know, I'm thinking of getting a little bit of eye contact with one girl. So one week I ask her out. It's all in French, do my line, and she says, sorry, I have a boyfriend. And I say, so that's all right. Apologise for asking you, but you know, you're very attractive. I had to ask. A couple of weeks later, another girl give me a little bit of eye contact. She's doing a leg exercise, so I've gone beside her, started my French line. Sod's law, the girl from 2 weeks earlier sat right beside her, and I'm halfway into the line. I couldn't alter it because my French was very basic at that point. I just had to continue. And I was so flustered, I don't know whether the girl said yes or no to being asked out. I just said, after she responded to me, I just said, oh, that's a shame, you're so attractive, and walked off. To this day, I don't know whether she said yes or no, but that was a nightmare. In France, in a different video, I've mentioned there's a social club called On Va Sortir. Now, this is a social club. They really stress it's a social club, it's not a dating club. Basically, in France, a lot of people migrate all over France looking for work, and they set up new homes in different areas of France. And they could be like myself, Billy No Mates, and they want to go out and be social, so they join this club called OVS. And the way it works is, let's say I love 10-pin bowling, I could set up an evening of 10-pin bowling at Lorient, and it's for up to 20 people. And people can go on the site, think, oh, I like 10-pin bowling, and register for the event. They pay their own way, and 20 people, mainly French, plus myself, will go and do 10-pin bowling. And I think I did that for 2 or 3 years, and I did actually meet a few girls through that. It was just having the opportunity to actually meet someone. Now, this may surprise you guys. I have no fear of rejection. I've been very successful in the UK with meeting girls. My mates cannot believe my audacity. You know, I can just go up and talk to someone. I have no fear of rejection. But I cannot go out on my own into a pub. I can't strike up a conversation with a guy in a pub. I can't go and talk to a girl in a pub. I have to have what I call a wingman. A friend along with me that I can joke and then just sort of go off, see if I can find someone, and then I can come back to my safety net of having my wingman to talk to. Or, you know, if there's a couple of girls, we both go and talk to them. But I can't do it on my own. No matter how extrovert I try to project myself being, I am quite shy at the end of the day. But I do not allow shyness to stop me from getting my goals. That was one of the things I learned from a very early age when I started the insurance industry. I was always quite shy, and I suddenly realised that the shyness was stopping me from achieving my goals, either through business or social life. And I just basically put up this barrier, this self-belief, you know, best boyfriend in the world, and I wouldn't allow the shyness to stop me from actually going and approaching someone. And that's what I've been doing ever since. But back to France, again, not being funny, we're going back to the situation where there aren't so many attractive girls in rural France. So although I did do the social club, I was still seeing and being surrounded by the local French girls. So like a lot of modern people today, I found dates through the internet. I actually met Naomi. It wasn't on a dating site. I was actually talking to her cousin, but we never hit it off. And while her cousin was talking to me through Skype, she introduced me to Naomi. We hit it off, and I said au revoir to her cousin, and Naomi and I started to date, and that's how we met. So, you know, I didn't meet Naomi in France, didn't meet her in the Philippines. She was working and living in the UK at the time, and I met her through her cousin. Guys, just a short epilogue. As you can see from this video, I found it extremely hard to find anyone to date in France. I did join a French dating site, but I found the only girls that were interested in dating me were foreigners from that site. You know, they were all non-French. And I just came to the conclusion, well, if I'm going to date a foreigner, I might as well go back and join a dating site in the UK and perhaps find a British girl to start dating. And in the end, I fell in love with Naomi. So, you know, all good in the end. But guys, I did tell you I was going to tell you the ultimate chat-up line. I saw it on I think it was on a children's TV programme. And the line is, excuse me, any idea how much a polar bear weighs? And they said, I haven't got a clue. You say, no, me neither, but I know it's enough to break the ice. Hi, I'm Mark. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this short video on life in France, and in particular, finding love in France. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the red button so you don't miss any future releases. Thanks for watching, and I hope I haven't offended anyone.